Khizr Pasha, famously known as Barbarossa, stands as one of the most iconic figures in Ottoman naval history. Born into an era when the Mediterranean was a hotbed of conflict between empires, Khizr rose to prominence as a fearless mariner and a brilliant strategist. His life story is one of ambition, loyalty, and an unyielding commitment to the Ottoman Empire. In an age where sea power dictated the strength of an empire, Khizr Pasha's exceptional skills transformed the Ottoman Navy into a force to be reckoned with. Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent, recognizing his unmatched brilliance, appointed him as the Grand Admiral of the Ottoman fleet. Under his leadership, the Mediterranean became an Ottoman-dominated sea, and countless enemies were subdued through decisive naval victories. Yet, Khizr's journey was not just about battles and conquest. His life reflects the values of courage, leadership, and unwavering dedication to a greater cause. From his early days as a corsair to his role as a trusted commander of Sultan Suleiman, Khizr Pasha's legacy is one of extraordinary achievements that reshaped maritime history. This video delves into the remarkable life of Khizr Pasha, his role in expanding the Ottoman naval empire, his legendary battles, and the enduring impact of his accomplishments. Khizr Pasha, later renowned as Barbarossa, was born in the late 15th century on the island of Lesbos, then part of the Ottoman Empire. He came from a family of 4 brothers, each of whom would leave their mark on history. His father, Yakup Aga, was a Sipahi of Albanian or possibly Turkish descent, and his mother, Katerina, was believed to be a local Greek woman who converted to Islam. Growing up in a coastal environment, Khizr developed a profound connection to the sea, which would shape his destiny. His older brother, Arouj Reis, played a significant role in shaping his early years. Arouj started his career as a corsair, engaging in naval battles and trading ventures, often targeting European ships. Inspired by his brother's courage and ambition, Khizr soon joined him. Together, they built a reputation for their daring raids and naval prowess, becoming both feared and admired across the Mediterranean. These early experiences not only honed Khizr's skills as a sailor but also deepened his understanding of naval strategy and the dynamics of maritime power. The turning point in Khizr's life came after the death of Arouj. Following a fierce battle with the Spanish, Arouj was killed, leaving Khizr to inherit his mantle. Determined to honor his brother's legacy, Khizr took command of their fleet and established himself as a force to be reckoned with. His victories against European powers gained the attention of Sultan Selim I, who recognized Khizr's potential and offered him resources to strengthen his fleet further. It was during this time that Khizr earned the nickname Barbarossa, a reference to his red beard and the legacy of his brother. By the time Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent ascended the throne, Khizr had already established himself as a formidable commander. His loyalty to the empire and his unparalleled naval expertise made him an invaluable asset, leading to his eventual appointment as the Grand Admiral of the Ottoman Navy. Khizr's rise to power was not just a tale of ambition but also one of resilience and adaptability. From a young man inspired by his brother's bravery to a leader commanding one of the most powerful fleets of his time, Khizr Pasha's journey is a testament to how determination and skill can transform a person into a legend. His early experiences, shaped by loss and triumph, laid the foundation for the extraordinary achievements that would follow. When Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent ascended the Ottoman throne, he sought leaders who could match his grand vision of empire expansion and consolidation. Among these was Khizr Pasha, or Barbarossa, whose reputation as a naval commander had already spread across the Mediterranean. Recognizing Khizr's unparalleled maritime skills and strategic brilliance, Suleiman appointed him as Kaputan Pasha, the Grand Admiral of the Ottoman Navy. This marked the beginning of a golden age for the Ottoman fleet and a turning point in Mediterranean history. Khizr's appointment came during a time of intense rivalry between the Ottoman Empire and European powers, particularly Spain and the Holy Roman Empire. Under his command, the Ottoman Navy underwent significant reorganization and modernization. He introduced innovative tactics that maximized the capabilities of Ottoman ships, such as focusing on speed, maneuverability, and firepower. Additionally, he ensured that the sailors under his command were well trained and disciplined, fostering a sense of unity and purpose within the fleet. One of Khizr's earliest and most notable campaigns as Grand Admiral was the defense of Ottoman interests in North Africa. With the support of Sultan Suleiman, Khizr solidified Ottoman control over Algiers and Tunis, turning them into vital naval bases. These strongholds not only served as key points of defense but also allowed the Ottoman Navy to launch raids deep into European waters, disrupting trade routes and weakening enemy powers. Perhaps Khizr's most celebrated victory came in 1538 at the Battle of Preveza, where he faced a formidable coalition of European forces led by Andrea Doria, the famed Genoese admiral. Despite being outnumbered, Khizr's strategic brilliance and superior naval tactics led to a decisive Ottoman victory. This battle established Ottoman dominance over the eastern Mediterranean for decades, forcing European powers to reevaluate their strategies and accept the reality of Ottoman maritime supremacy. Beyond battles, Khizr's role as Grand Admiral also included ensuring the security of Ottoman trade routes. He successfully protected merchant ships from piracy and maintained the flow of goods between different parts of the empire. His efforts strengthened the empire's economy and reinforced its reputation as a global power. Khizr also played a key role in diplomacy, using his naval power as leverage in negotiations. His presence in the Mediterranean was a constant reminder of Ottoman strength, compelling rival states to approach the empire with caution and respect. His successes extended the influence of the Ottoman Empire far beyond its borders, making the Mediterranean a virtual Ottoman lake. Under Khizr's leadership, the Ottoman Navy reached unprecedented heights of power and efficiency. His strategies and organizational reforms set the standard for naval warfare in the 16th century, influencing maritime practices for years to come. While his victories were undoubtedly significant, it was his vision and ability to inspire loyalty among his men that truly defined his legacy as Grand Admiral. The years Khizr Pasha spent commanding the Ottoman Navy were marked by extraordinary achievements that solidified the empire's position as a dominant force in the Mediterranean. His tenure not only brought glory to the Ottoman Empire but also reshaped the balance of power in the region, leaving an indelible mark on maritime history. Khizr Pasha's era of command over the Ottoman Navy was marked by an extraordinary series of conquests and naval battles that solidified the empire's dominance over the Mediterranean. As one of Sultan Suleiman's most trusted commanders, Khizr not only expanded the empire's maritime territories but also struck fear into the hearts of European powers, changing the geopolitical dynamics of the region for decades to come. One of his earliest and most critical achievements was securing Algiers as a steadfast Ottoman base. Though Khizr had already established control over Algiers before his appointment as Grand Admiral, he fortified it further under Sultan Suleiman's patronage. This stronghold became the nerve center for Ottoman operations in the western Mediterranean, allowing Khizr to project power deep into European waters. From Algiers, Khizr launched numerous raids on Spanish territories, targeting coastal towns and disrupting trade routes, undermining Spanish dominance in the region. In 1535, the Spanish, under Emperor Charles V, retaliated by launching an invasion of Tunis, another critical Ottoman base in North Africa. Despite the temporary loss of Tunis, Khizr regrouped and consolidated Ottoman control over surrounding territories. He used the setback as an opportunity to refine his naval strategies, focusing on rapid deployment and unpredictability in battle, which would later prove invaluable. The Battle of Preveza in 1538 was perhaps Khizr's most iconic victory. This confrontation pitted the Ottoman Navy against the Holy League, a coalition of European powers led by Andrea Doria, one of the most celebrated admirals of the time. Although the Holy League possessed superior numbers and firepower, Khizr outmaneuvered them with his tactical brilliance. Using the narrow waters near Preveza to his advantage, he executed a series of coordinated attacks that left the European fleet in disarray. The Ottoman victory was decisive, establishing their dominance over the eastern Mediterranean and forcing European fleets to retreat for years. In addition to Preveza, Khizr Pasha led numerous smaller but equally impactful naval campaigns. He targeted islands, coastal towns, and shipping lanes, ensuring that Ottoman power extended across the central and western Mediterranean. His conquests included key islands like Rhodes and parts of the Aegean, solidifying the empire's control over crucial maritime routes. Khizr's victories were not limited to the Mediterranean alone. His influence extended into the Red Sea and the Indian Ocean, where he worked alongside other Ottoman commanders to counter Portuguese expansion. By protecting Muslim trade routes and offering naval assistance to allied states, Khizr reinforced the Ottoman Empire's role as the protector of Islamic interests and a dominant global maritime power. One of Khizr's unique strengths as a commander was his ability to turn naval conquests into long-term gains for the Ottoman Empire. Unlike other raiders who focused solely on plunder, Khizr established permanent Ottoman control over many of the territories he captured. His integration of local populations into the empire's administrative framework ensured lasting stability in newly conquered regions. The Mediterranean, once dominated by Spanish and Venetian fleets, became an Ottoman stronghold under Khizr's leadership. His naval victories weakened European alliances and forced rival powers to adopt defensive postures. This shift in power dynamics not only bolstered the Ottoman Empire's global influence but also allowed Sultan Suleiman to focus on other fronts, confident that the empire's maritime interests were secure. Khizr's campaigns were not without challenges. European powers constantly sought to counter his advances, and internal politics within the empire sometimes complicated his efforts. Despite these obstacles, Khizr remained steadfast in his mission, using his unmatched tactical acumen and deep understanding of naval warfare to overcome adversity. By the time of his retirement, Khizr Pasha had turned the Ottoman Navy into one of the most formidable maritime forces in history. His conquests and naval battles not only expanded the empire's borders but also left a legacy of dominance that endured for decades. His victories were not merely battles won, they were turning points that reshaped the history of the Mediterranean and the balance of power in the 16th century. Khizr's strategic brilliance, unyielding determination, and ability to inspire loyalty among his men ensured his place as one of the greatest naval commanders in history. Khizr Pasha, later known as Hayreddin Barbarossa, spent his later years in a well-earned retirement, basking in the glory of his unprecedented achievements. Although he had withdrawn from active command, his influence within the Ottoman Empire remained strong, as his naval reforms and strategic conquests had permanently altered the empire's maritime strength and global stature. After his victory at the Battle of Preveza in 1538, Khizr cemented his place as one of the most celebrated figures in Ottoman history. Recognizing his invaluable contributions, Sultan Suleiman granted him wealth, estates, and high honors, ensuring that his legacy would be remembered for generations. Khizr, however, chose to live simply, dedicating his remaining years to mentoring younger naval officers and advising the Ottoman court on maritime strategies. His presence in Constantinople was a source of inspiration for both soldiers and statesmen. During his retirement, Khizr continued to focus on strengthening the Ottoman Navy, ensuring it remained a dominant force in the Mediterranean. He oversaw shipbuilding projects, the training of sailors, and the development of naval bases, particularly in Algiers and Istanbul. His insights into naval warfare were so advanced that they influenced Ottoman naval tactics for decades, shaping the empire's ability to project power across seas. Khizr's contributions extended beyond the battlefield. He was known for his deep sense of justice and fairness, which he applied both during his campaigns and in governance. He established efficient administrative systems in the territories he conquered, ensuring that local populations experienced stability and prosperity under Ottoman rule. His efforts to integrate diverse cultures and foster trade in the Mediterranean made him not just a feared warrior but also a respected statesman. In his later years, Khizr focused on documenting his experiences, commissioning historians to record his life and achievements. These records became invaluable sources for understanding the Ottoman Empire's maritime history and the geopolitical landscape of the 16th century. Through these accounts, Khizr's life became a symbol of resilience, ambition, and loyalty to the empire. Khizr passed away in 1546 in Istanbul, leaving behind an unparalleled legacy. His death marked the end of an era, but his influence endured. The Ottoman Navy, which he had transformed into a formidable force, continued to dominate the Mediterranean for decades, carrying forward his vision and strategies. One of the most enduring aspects of Khizr's legacy was the title of Barbarossa, which became synonymous with naval supremacy. The Europeans, who had once feared his name, came to respect him as a brilliant strategist and a master of naval warfare. Even today, his name evokes images of daring raids, decisive victories, and the golden age of Ottoman maritime power. Khizr's legacy also inspired a generation of Ottoman commanders who followed in his footsteps. Figures like Turgut Reis and Piri Reis carried forward his vision, expanding the empire's naval dominance and solidifying its position as a global power. His emphasis on innovation, adaptability, and meticulous planning became the hallmarks of Ottoman naval operations, ensuring that his influence extended well beyond his lifetime. In the broader context of history, Khizr's life and achievements highlighted the importance of naval power in shaping empires. He demonstrated that control of the seas was not merely about military dominance but also about fostering trade, cultural exchange, and political stability. His ability to balance military might with administrative acumen set a standard for leaders across the world. Khizr Pasha's legacy remains alive in the collective memory of the Ottoman Empire's descendants and historians alike. He was not just a commander but a visionary who redefined what was possible for a maritime empire. His story continues to be a source of inspiration, reminding us of the power of courage, intelligence, and an unwavering commitment to one's ideals. Khizr Pasha, known to history as Hayreddin Barbarossa, epitomized the pinnacle of naval brilliance during the golden age of the Ottoman Empire. His life, marked by extraordinary achievements and unwavering loyalty to Sultan Suleiman, reshaped the Mediterranean world and left an enduring legacy that resonates even centuries later. From his humble beginnings in the Aegean to his rise as the fearsome commander of the Ottoman Navy, Khizr's journey was a testament to resilience, strategic genius, and an unrelenting spirit. As the architect of Ottoman naval supremacy, he not only defended the empire's vast coastline but also expanded its territories through conquests that established the Ottomans as a dominant maritime power. His victories in critical battles, such as Preveza, not only humiliated his adversaries but also demonstrated the strategic prowess that elevated him to legendary status. Yet, Khizr was more than a warrior. He was a visionary leader who brought stability, fostered trade, and integrated diverse regions under Ottoman rule. Even after his retirement, Khizr's influence endured through the systems he established and the generations of naval commanders he inspired. His death marked the end of an era, but the legacy of his brilliance lived on in the continued dominance of the Ottoman Navy. His name, Barbarossa, remains synonymous with maritime excellence and stands as a symbol of Ottoman pride and power. Khizr Pasha's story is not just one of conquest but also of leadership, innovation, and vision. It serves as a timeless reminder that true greatness lies in leaving a legacy that transcends one's lifetime, inspiring future generations to achieve the extraordinary.